It's Chosen Journey.
Yeah.
Let's go.
On Hot 1079.
Man, you know what it is, man. Your boy TrendsetterSense, of course. Chosen Journey got a special guest, man. This dude right here, man. Lyrical, man. His melodic flow, his beats. I'm really excited to have this dude, man. Indie Tribe in the building.
Yes, sir.
Album out right now.
Just
Tour
dropped.
out. Yo, you got a lot going on, bro.
Hey, man.
You got a lot going on. None other than No Big Deal in the building, man. It's a pleasure to have you, bro.
Bro, thank you for having me, man. For real.
For real, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes. You're in the city. You have a show
Yes.
in town. Talk about it. What's going on?
Yeah. I'm supporting Forrest Frank tonight at the Coca-Cola Roxy sold out show. First time I'm playing some new tracks from my album. Yeah.
Wait, which album?
The People We Became. Yeah, you
Okay,
got which album?
There's a lot going on
The
right
People
now.
We Became, my solo album, The People We Became.
So we gonna get a little Renaissance.
Yes, sir.
We gonna get a little Leave It to God.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hey, he's tapped in.
Yes,
tapped
sir.
in.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Talk about it, man. You're doing the show tonight, but this is Forrest Frank's
Yes, yeah. This is the
Okay.
Child of God tour.
Child of God tour.
Yeah.
And then you got your tour.
The People We Became tour.
Okay,
Yeah.
talk about it, man, because I saw that it's a national.
It is, bro. This is the biggest tour I've done, the most cities I've ever done. The People We Became tour with John Keith and Akleso. Shout out both my guys. We're doing like 25 cities, every region of the United States. So got one in Toronto too. So yeah, man.
Wow.
I'm excited.
Wow. How many cities is it?
I think it's like 25, 24,
Woo.
25, something like that.
Woo.
Yeah.
That's what I love, man. The evolution, you got this tour coming, but you and your business partner, Chelsea, shout out Chelsea.
Yes. Director Chelsea.
Yes, director
Indie Chelsea.
Yes, y'all have your own tour, correct?
Yeah.
Your own festival.
Yeah.
Festival, the Holy Smoke Festival.
Holy Smoke Fest. Yes,
Tell
sir.
me the evolution of that, man, because that's catching.
Yeah,
crazy
man.
days.
This is our fourth year, second year in Nashville. This year we've already sold more tickets than we've ever sold before.
Wow.
It's next week, so August 9th and 10th. Yeah, man. Artist owned and operated.
Wow.
Completely ground up. Like, yeah, man.
How do you balance that, man? Being on the creative side, but then also the business side of putting it together. Like, is that a big weight on your shoulders?
Yeah, it can get kind of tough because, like the creative side of you, like I'm a big dreamer. Like I have really big ideas, a creative risk taker, you know, because I think that's how you kind of jump off the porch and come up with stuff like this. But then you have to have a lot of execution, a lot of organization, a lot of follow through. And that's where Chelsea comes in on that. She's a director of operations. Me and the guys, Indie Tribe, we all own and operate the festival together.
Wow.
But we are all, we all lean to that creative side.
Yeah.
So where we have the big ideas and the big dreams, a lot of stuff would not connect. It wouldn't actually come to fruition without Chelsea. She is really the backbone of the execution and the operating side of the.
Wow, she's the
festival.
Brains. Of the operation.
Yeah. I mean, we would be in trouble. Like it would be a completely different experience. Like, so we make something shake, you know what I'm saying? But it would. I the fans also appreciate her a lot. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of the part that's actually missing from a lot of festivals. Like we came up like going to festivals like Rolling Loud, like Bonnaroo, Coachella, stuff like that. Even those big ones, I think we have a competitive advantage even on those huge ones because the fan experience at some of those festivals is really bad. Like as far as like, logistics, like ticketing, like organization, safety, water, security.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Medical, that type of stuff.
Yeah, the small
insurance,
details.
you know what I mean? Like, having enough food, like present for everybody. Those type of things, they're really lacking at a lot of festivals. And we get a lot of feedback from our fans like, man, this is such an enjoyable experience on that side of things, you know, because at the end of the day, it really is about the fans' experience.
Yeah.
It's not about, especially with what we do, you know what I mean? Of course, we are artists owned and operated and led, so we want to take care of our artists really well.
Crazy.
But also the fans are why we're here.
Right.
So they can't get the short end of the stick.
Right.
You know what I mean? We can't be flying in all these people and all this stuff, and then the fans get the short end of the stick.
Right,
you know,
right,
we gotta take care of them, and so yeah.
Man, Holy Smoke Tour, No Big Deals in the building. Shout out Michael V. I didn't even know you were coming, bro. Like, he's playing low key right now. He's in the background. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get you too, bro.
Yeah.
By the way,
I can never walk in a room with Michael without him knowing at least one person in the room.
Wow.
He's the connector. He's the plug.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Indie Tribe, man. Talk about the evolution of Indie Tribe.
Yeah. Man, so Indie Tribe, like at the very beginning, was this idea that I had with some friends in college at MTSU, that in order to break through the noise as creatives, instead of competing against each other, we needed to cooperate and kind of pool our resources and kind of give all, like, share the platform among everybody and kind of like, you know, like all ships rise type thing, you know, instead of, oh, I'm trying to get on, so I'm gonna charge you this for this, you know what I mean? And then you're trying to get on, so it was a collective originally of a bunch of different disciplines of art. So you had graphic designers, you had videographers,
Okay.
you know, you had musicians, and instead of everybody trying to crab in a bucket, it was like, let's all, like, okay, you got graphic design, okay, I got the song, I got the beat, you know what I mean? And let's all do this together type thing. And so it was kind of like a movement in college, and then that just kind of birthed into, you know, 10 years later, the group that you see now, Indie Tribe as a group. It kind of took the principle of that and applied it to a rap collective.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
That's crazy, bro. Crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking of Indie Tribe, Indie 500,
Yes, sir.
that just dropped, right?
I mean, it just dropped.
Literally.
Like, it just dropped. Yes, sir.
Talk about
it. Dropped
it.
yesterday, or last night at midnight. Yeah, Indie 500 is the newest EP from Indie Tribe. It was a surprise drop.
Yeah.
You know, we got the festival next week, and it's like that's the Indie Tribe festival. So we wanted to give the fans new music.
Yeah.
And I think dropping it on them like that is just gonna make the crowd, like,
Wow.
they're already going nuts online.
Yeah,
we surprise dropped it last night, and it was like top 10 on Apple, like going crazy. You know,
What's the song that has gotten the most feedback?
man, people are like running the project back to back. I will say that, like, the most common thing I'm seeing is that our Mowgli the Iceberg, one of the members of Indie Tribe, like, he has like the standout verses of his career on this project. But I think Mandatory on the project is gonna be the one that, like, kind of goes up.
All right. So for those that don't know, can you let everybody know all the members of Indie Tribe?
Yeah. So it's me, Mowgli the Iceberg, DJ Michael V, John Keith, and Tori Deshawn. Yeah.
So
Tori Deshawn's the newest member.
Okay.
And so this is the first project that, like, highlights him. He's a producer, a singer, a rapper, and he really shines on this project. So
love it. Yeah. You know, we support him crazy.
Yeah. He's low key the best rapper alive. I'm not gonna lie. Hey,
that's a big statement from you,
low
bro.
key, he's the best rapper alive.
You heard it right
now.
here. No Big Deal said it.
Yeah.
Talk about, man, the rise of hip hop, the CHH.
Yeah, Christian hip hop.
Talk about it, man.
Yeah, man. I've been around it for a long time because I started out like being an intern for Derek Minor and Reflection Music Group, and I was on the business side, so I was doing their merch, road managing for them.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know, and so I kind of saw that era, and now as an artist on this side, I've seen how it's developed, and I honestly think it's like in the best place that it's ever been as far as creativity
Wow.
and artistry.
Yeah.
I think people are really majoring on excellence in their gifts. And yeah, I just think we have this era. I'm very excited to hear the music coming out, and even just the ideas like festivals popping up, like Holy Smoke and Glow Fest and Siervos and just seeing everybody has their own sound now. They're not all just trying to be, one sound or be like somebody else,
Right.
and I think we're seeing a response to that from the public. Like we're having people who are independent, aren't even signed, aren't even co-signed, and they're able to build like huge followings and sell out tours.
Right.
Without biting somebody else's sound or whatever. And so yeah, I love where it's at right now.
You talking about, the numbers that you guys are doing, and this is all independent.
Like real independent though. You know what I mean? Because there's like, there's obviously there's like industry plant independent, quote unquote independent,
funny,
and then there's a legitimate independence, but you're signed to like an independent label, right? Which that really is independent, obviously, but you still kind of got like a bank behind you if it's a successful independent label, which is fire. But like Indie Tribe and me, like I'm talking about indie. I'm talking about me and Chelsea are uploading the songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
that's crazy, bro.
All of that. Like
that's
we're
crazy.
funding it ourselves. We don't get any funding from. Wow. I mean, just the fans, obviously, like buying the stuff, coming to shows. So everything that you see is completely independently.
Wow.
Yeah.
I saw a post. Speaking of it being independent, like you talked about, like the numbers that y'all were doing, man. Like, what does that mean to you?
Man, I think the reason it means so much to me is, like I said, it's just like it's instant feedback from the fans. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not like an angel investor saying like, okay, I'm betting the house on this artist, which is, again, there's nothing wrong with that. That's fire. You know what I mean? People who get that, you've earned that through what you've built. But this is just us putting it out and the fans saying like, nah, we're behind this. We need this. This music is changing our lives. This is how God has spoke to me through this. This is one of my favorite things from my album was there's a song on there called Didn't Cry, about a friend that I lost, and like how the grief from that was like very non-linear, and I it was hard. It took years for me to like actually grieve it, and somebody reached out to me and said like, I haven't been able to grieve like the death of my family member since it's happened. And that song like helped me actually like go through that experience with God.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So like those type of things, I feel it's the numbers to me are not just numbers. It's representative of the people that this music reaches. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, that's why it's special to me. It's not just because I just want to be on. It's because I'm putting my heart into this music. I'm praying over it that it will actually help people. And so when I see those numbers, I'm like, this is God getting this music to people.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Do you feel like, man, like diving into your album, and you said something that was like that stuck out. You were talking about like you felt like the message, it touches people, and can you talk about like how you feel like, do you feel like you're a vessel to provide a message for people?
Yeah,
like
I do.
Like God is speaking through you.
I do. I absolutely do. And I don't think that that's unique to me. I think we all are.
Yes.
I think there are specific things that God wants to get out into the world, and specific messages that God wants to get out into the world that only you can get out. I can't get your messages out, and you can't get mine out.
Wow.
I think that God speaks to people through people. He's done that since the beginning of time. It's how he works. And so, yes, I think there are very specific things and messages and people who receive it that are for me. You know what I mean? And the same for everybody listening to this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
What does faith mean to you?
Faith. I think that faith is walking today in the reality of what you hope for and what you believe to be true. I've actually been like, I just got through Hebrews, and I was like I don't know, it just clicked for me this time going through Hebrews that it's like when it talks about faith being like the proof of what is unseen, like what you hope for. And when the Bible says like hope for, it means like a sure expectation, like you know this is going to happen. So we know that forever we'll be with God, without sin, without all the negativity and pain and hurt that we experience now. We know that one day we'll be without that with God. And so living in that reality right now, how does that affect my generosity? How does that affect my love for people? When I know that I can't lose any opportunity. Like everything that is supposed to come to me will come to me, even if it's not in this life, right? There's nothing I can really lose. And so that allows me to live with open hands, you know, and be generous and share and lay my life down for other people, you know? So I think that's what faith means, living today in the reality of what you know is to come.
Is there a scripture that no big deal, like that's something that really resonates with you? Is it one that pops out?
Well, right now it's Hebrews 13, I think, 5 and 6, where it says, keep your life free from the love of money, because he himself has said, I will never leave you or forsake you. Therefore, we may boldly say, the Lord is my helper. What can man do to me? I won't be afraid. What can man do to me?
Wow.
So, I mean, and that's kind of just what I was just talking about, you know, is he has said he will never leave us or abandon us. The Lord himself has called himself our helper. So there's nothing to be afraid of. And we can say, what can man do to me? Like, God is with me.
Right.
You know, so yeah.
Can you tell me the inspiration, like diving into your album, like behind like my favorite song? Well, I got a couple.
Yeah, I want to know this actually.
Renaissance.
Yes, sir.
Can I get the inspiration behind that?
That's probably my favorite
Okay.
too. I'm gonna try to have the
And
whole
the video,
crowd singing
man.
that.
Wow.
Yeah, shout out Studio, Johnny Clay and Britton. They shot that music video. But man, Renaissance, it was sparked from this idea that not just Christian hip hop, but I feel like Christian art in general right now is in an amazing place, a more creative place than it's been in a long time. I feel like the church is valuing art again, like we did for millennia. So I think it's only been like the last 100 years that kind of the Western church has been like, art is kind of like, we don't really rock with that. You know what I mean? But it's like, if you go back to the early church through like, for real, like through like 1900, like Christians were leading in architecture and like Renaissance art, like in music, you know, like Bach and like like kind of just like leading and all, and even in innovation and in like the invention of the hospitals, like all of that, like we were leading in that. You know what I mean? And it feels like we took a break from that, but I feel like we're getting back to that now, like movies, TV, music, even stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Like and like actually valuing this. You know what I mean? And so Renaissance was like, that's what sparked the idea. And then like the group vocals in it are like, you know, we won't sell our soul for the pay today, because it's like you don't have to water down the message. You don't have to kind of like hide what your faith is. Like you doing it more excellently is going to make room for you in those spaces. You know, like I just did On the Radar. You know what I mean? I just did On the Radar, and I'm rapping about Jesus.
That's crazy.
I went in there. They had just had Big Sean. I come in there. They give me the same respect because they rock with the gift. The gift made room for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I go in there and I don't fumble by like kind of, let me hide it, let me water it down. Like, no, I'm gonna do it full tilt. You know what I'm saying? And it actually was the most watched one since it was the most watched one in like weeks. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that it was interesting. People are like, oh, I don't hear people talking about this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Renaissance is like about being bold in your gifts and excellent in your gifts. You know?
So normally, like at the end of my interviews, man, I ask my guests, like in 60 seconds, can they break down like a salvation for like people that may not understand? You know? So in the articulate words of my brother, No Big Deal, I know you can break it down.
Man, salvation is, I like to think of it as God bringing us into His family. You know, that's the original design is. God and man walking together with no barrier between us, with no breaking relationship. The reason that we need to be saved is because our sin, or us saying no to the only true good being in or outside of actually the universe, but saying no to ultimate good is automatically evil. If you have ultimate good and you say, no, I'm going to do something else, that's evil. And you're choosing actually to break that relationship. Because ultimate good is saying, be with me. That's what the garden was. Let's be in perfect peace, shalom, forever. You said, nah, I'm going to do my own thing. You've broken this relationship now. So, and the thing is, no matter how many times, that's what the Old Testament is, no matter how many times God is showing us come back to that relationship. We're like, nah, we're going to do our own thing, to the point where we couldn't even, none of us wanted to fix that relationship. Jesus makes a way for the relationship to be fixed through his death and his resurrection. So he takes the hostility on himself in his body and resurrects. He puts that righteousness on us. Now we have right relationship back with the Father through him, through faith, so that we're not trying to work our way back to that. Jesus already did that. We just put our faith in him, and we have that right relationship with God, and we're back in that family, and then we bring other people into the family.
Wow.
That's how I would say it.
Wow, No Big Deal, man. Let them know, man. Album, tours,
yes, sir.
Festival.
Yeah.
Just let them know everything, man.
Yeah, solo album, The People We Became, out now. And oh yeah. That's right. So solo album, The People We Became, out now. Indie Tribe EP called Indie 500 just dropped last night. Holy Smoke Festival, August 9th and 10th next week. And it also happens every year in Nashville, so tap into that. And then my solo tour, The People We Became, this fall, I'll be at Center Stage in Atlanta on October 6th. Come through ATL. I'm trying to see y'all. Let's pack it out. Let's sell it out.
Crazy, man. Hey, brother.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate you so much, man.
Thank you.
We got a lot of work to do. I'm excited.
Yes, sir. We got to have you at the festival next year.
I'm there.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Man. I love everything, man. Indie 500, your solo project, your tour, everything, man. No Big Deal. TrendsetterSense. It's Chosen Journey.
Yes, sir.
It's Chosen Journey.
Yeah.
Let's go. On Hot 107.9.